Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutiquewithlynda.com. Today I want to show you how to make these cute gift cards with attached gift boxes. Let me show you the first one, and we'll be making this one today. Look at that, isn't that adorable? And there is candy inside. I've used Dove chocolate. And let me show you the smaller one. I'll just move this to the side. Here's the smaller one. And the box, let me take the lid off to show you, the box is attached to the bottom of the card. And I have, like I said, Dove chocolates in there, and I'll hold it up. All the chocolates are going to fall out. But so you can see the depth of the box, and the Dove chocolate's about the right size. You could put other little gift cards in here, little light jewelry. They're just so versatile. Well, let's get started, and I'll move this one aside, and we'll go ahead and make this first one. Well, the first thing I want to do before I get started is to thank Arlene from Butterfly Kisses for demonstrating this technique. I made a few changes to her design, but make sure you check out her video and blog. And Arlene is also a member of the Graphic 45 team. So Arlene, thank you so much. The other thing I want to mention, all of my papers and my die cuts and my labels, they're from the Anna Griffin Holiday Trimmings card making kit from HSN. A while ago I did a video on that kit. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to see it. I love that kit, but I took the cards and I cut them apart so I could layer with them, and I think it just turned out beautiful, and I love Anna Griffin. Well, let's go ahead and make the card. The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to cut a sheet of paper for the outside card that's 11 by 7 inches. I wanted my finished card, this finished card, to be 5 by 7. So I cut the outside paper at 11 by 7. And then let me just show you where you score. I'm using both the ScorePal and Martha Stewart scoreboard. And you're just going to score at the 5-inch line all the way down and at the 6-inch line. And you have the 11-inch side of paper along the top of the scoreboard. So you're going to score at 5 inches, and then you're going to score at 6 inches. And let me just move this out of the way here. And when you fold, there is your card. Now the front and back layer is going to be 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And that's that piece here. And you can cut your layers. Let me move that up. You can cut your layers any side. And then the inside one, I don't think I did the measurement, but you can make this layer any width or length that you want. And then I'm not going to turn it over, but I also did it on the back of the card. All the candy will fall out. The inside left layer, and let me tell you what I mean by that, which is here. This piece I did 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I layered a piece of her card backing here, and then this is a die cut that came with the Anna Griffin kit and a little sentiment. So now you have the measurements, once again, are 11 by 7. The finished card size is 5 by 7. You're going to score at 5-inch and 6-inch. And that's how easy it is just to make the card portion. Well, let me talk about the box. We're going to do the box bottom first, and it's very easy. You're going to cut a piece of cardstock 6 by 7.5. And for this project, all my cardstock was fairly, it wasn't super heavyweight, but it was fairly heavyweight. So you cut for the box bottom 6 by 7.5, and you're going to score 3/4 of an inch from all sides. And the finished box size here is 4.5 by 6 inches. Once again, 6 by 7.5-inch square. You're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And then just fold up on the score lines, and we're going to make a really simple box bottom. And a lot of people will trim the edges here to avoid bulk, but I wanted my box to be a little more substantial. So all I did is I used a glue stick here on both sides, and then I just glued them here, put glue on both tabs, and then just glued them. So I had the box bottom. Now the box top is a little bit different. Anytime you make a box bottom and then you make the box top, you want to add 1/16 of an inch to the sides. On each side, you're going to add a 1/16 of an inch here and then a 1/16 of an inch here. The exact measurement is 6 1/16 by 7 9/16. But an easier way to do it when you're doing 16 inches is I just line it up on the 6-inch width here, and then usually on your cutting boards, the one tick is a 1/16 of an inch, so you can just move it over so you don't have to worry about counting the 16ths. And you do that on both sides again, so that measurement will be 6 1/16 by 7 9/16. Same way, you're going to score 3/4 of an inch along all of the edges, but at this point you are not going to put glue and make the top, because what I want to show you how to do is how I layered this, and it's 2 Spellbinder dies, so I want to show you how to do that. So you do not assemble the top at this point. Let me bring in one that I did. All that I did is I went ahead, you can see it's folded, I didn't cut this one, and then I found the center here, and it'll vary depending on the size box that you make. And then I took my nestabilities. For this one, I'm using the labels 4. And oh, let me measure. You start with the smaller one, and I think it's, what is that? It's about 3 3/4. So once I found the center, I just put my Spellbinder die in, and then I put it through the machine, and it came out and cut it just like this. Well, next, I cut out the layer. And if you noticed on this sheet here, I said the layer for the top is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So the layer we're going to cut next is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. And that's what this piece is. And you can see that it just fits perfectly. And if you want the layer to be a different size, just cut this sheet of paper to be whatever size you want the layer to be. And then what I did is I went ahead and put this underneath, and no, I didn't. I did this. I centered it like this, and I put just a little, let me move this up. I centered it like this. I put a little piece of removable tape, and some people use Post-it notes to hold it. So you get it in the center, turned it over, and then I traced that opening. So then I know when I go ahead and put it through the machine with the with the larger die, all I have to do is center the larger die on top of it. That cuts out on the layer, and then let me show you what that looks like. And then you've got the cut in the box, and then you've got this layered sheet of paper that is cut out. Isn't that cute? Well, the other thing I wanted to show you on the box top is the layers on the side. They're 5/8 of an inch by 4 3/8, 5/8 by 7 5/8. And what I'm referring to there are the strips along, I hope you can see that, my candy sliding, the strips along the side. So you've got this layer already cut out, you attach it, you do the sides, and these are just stickers, and then I have stickers over here. So now you'll go ahead and assemble, once you've got the cuts and the layer on top, go ahead and assemble your box top. You've got the box top and you've got the box bottom. And then all you're going to do is go ahead and use score tape on the bottom of your box. Let me just show you on this other one. Here's a box bottom. All I would do is turn it upside down. Go ahead and put, I said you could use score tape, but I'm falling in love with this new scrappy tape. I love it. And what I did is I just put, this is 1/2 inch, I just put 1/2 inch scrappy tape all the way on the bottom of my box. And then I just adhered it in the center. But the one thing I want to caution you when you do that is make sure you've got like about 1/8 of an inch here, so that you've got a little room when you close this so it goes over the top. Remember, you're going to have a lid too. And so that really is all there is to the box. And we've got the measurements, you've got the box bottom, the box top, and the card. The one thing I do want to mention, when I did the spine on this one, I did it at 1 inch. And if you are going to have a lot of layers, you may want to even increase that spine, or if you have shorter or flatter layers, you may want to decrease it. For the box we're going to make next, the small box, what I did is I went ahead and made a spine of 7/8 of an inch. Are you ready to assemble the smaller box? These are just too fun. Now the principles are exactly the same, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a box that was, or an A2 card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's the finished size of this card. And then I'll open it again for you. And once again, I used Anna Griffin. And then I put the candy in, and you know how to assemble the box. So it's very, very similar. Well, it's exactly the same process. But let me bring in the measurements for you. And I keep going off camera. I hope I've got everything in. So for this particular card, since you want it to be finished at 4 by 5 1/4 will be the layer that will go on the top or on the card, but the card itself is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I didn't want you to be confused when you saw this. So the layer, what I'm talking about here, this layer is 4 by 5 1/4, but the finished card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. To get that particular card size, your cardstock is going to be 9 3/8 of an inch by 5 1/2. And remember I said I use both scoreboards. I like to use the Martha Stewart when I'm scoring in 1/8 of an inch increments. It's just a little easier. So you're going to score the card at 4 1/4 and 5 1/8. Once again, 4 1/4 and 5 1/8. And that gives you a 7/8 of an inch spine. And then let me show you, I'm going to move this. Let me show you the inside left layer again, which is this particular layer is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and the size of the box, which you can see here, are 3 5/8 by 5/8 and 4 5/8 by 5/8. And these were strips that were included in our card making kit, and all I did was just trim them down to fit. So we've got the card made. Let's take a look at the box bottom. Once again, the finished box size will be 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. The box bottom, you're going to cut 5 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then you're going to score 3/4 of an inch from all sides, and then we're going to assemble it the same way. The top is the same thing. We're going to add a 1/16 of an inch on both sides, so it'll be 5 5/16 by 6 5/16. Once again, we're always scoring at 3/4 of an inch. And I can't remember if I mentioned the sides. I think I did. Are 3 5/8 inch by 5/8 for a layer, 4 5/8 by 5/8. The layer for the top. Now remember, you're not going to assemble the top. The layer for the top is going to be 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, and that's this piece here. So what you're going to do out of the box top, you're going to cut, I used the smaller Spellbinders for this one. I centered this, cut it out, traced it the exact same way, and here I can show you this finished one. Traced it, there we go, cut it out of the next size, and then look. That's exactly how you have the layer. Oops, can't see that, I'm out of it. And that's exactly how you have that. So we've made the box top, we've made the box bottom, we've cut it out. You'll go ahead and assemble your box just like this. Go ahead and fold it, same way we did on the first card, and then attach with the scrappy tape. You can use score tape. I'm loving scrappy tape. On the bottom, this I keep showing you is the 1/8 of an inch size, but I use the 1/2 an inch to get better coverage. And then remember, you're going to center it from top to bottom or wherever you want it, and then there's an 1/8 of an inch. Once again, Anna Griffin Designs. Anna Griffin on the front. I just had this die cut. I used some Pop Dot Dimensionals, and I'll just go ahead and put the lid on, and you are finished. Let me bring in the other one. I've got everything all over the place in my craft room. I just am in love with these. Well, I would like to thank you for watching, and for more projects and ideas, please visit my blog at paperboutiquewithlinda.com. Bye-bye.